Hi, so in this video, I'll demonstrate how to send your NeetoCal booking related details to your Google Sheet via n8n workflows. So we'll be using webhooks for this purpose and let's get started. So firstly go to n8n and create a workflow, add a first step, and since we would be using webhooks, you can click on webhook call. So what this basically means is that whenever an event occurs or an event is posted on this URL, this workflow will get triggered. So I'll just copy this URL and then I can go to NeetoCal and select the scheduling link for which the bookings made information would be sent to n8n or to Google Sheets, which I want to capture. So I'll select the first one. I go to settings and webhooks. I can add a new webhook. I'll paste the URL. So NeetoCal gives you the option to specifically select which events you want to post to that webhook URL. So let's keep all of them selected. Do note that we have booking created, booking cancelled in this list of URLs. So I'll hit save. And since I mentioned NeetoCal would be making a post request, we'll have to change this HTTP method to post. So everything else looks good. We can listen for a test event. So now, yeah, let's create a mock meeting for this uh, scheduling link, and let's see if the n8n is able to listen to this event. So I can say Max Smith. Yeah, so you can see on the right hand side, n8n received an output, which is what NeetoCal sent out to n8n, and there's the response body. So we have all the information needed here. One tip is that you can always pin this data. So this is an event which was triggered from NeetoCal, and this is the same response. But if I pin this, then I don't need to trigger the test event every now and then. So this is a good way to keep this event details in memory so that you can use it for building the workflows. Also, note that there are test URL and production URLs. So when you go live with this workflow, replace this URL with the production URL. So yeah, so the configuration for this is done. We can go back to Canvas, and here you can see that this webhook gets triggered whenever a request is made to this endpoint, and we can add follow-up actions to this. So I'll click on the add sign and I'll search for sheet, Google Sheets. So what I want to do is I want to append a row in the sheet. So so the same data, I want to add it to my Google Sheets here. So to do that, I'll have to select a credential. If you don't have any, then you can create one. But credential, it basically means that n8n needs the permissions to add values to your Google Sheet. So I'll sign in with Google, hit continue, and yeah, the connection is done, and I can close this. So my Google Sheet account is connected to n8n. What I want to do is I want to append a row from a specific to a specific document, which is NeetoCal bookings. I'll selected it, and the sheet is the default first sheet which I want to append it to. So n8n automatically fetches the headers in that sheet, and now you can map what value goes where. So in the body, I have SID, so I can mark that, map that to SID, name to name, email to email. Booking time would be under metadata, so I can fetch that. So n8n makes it easy to just drag and drop whatever information you need. So currently we don't have cancellation reason, but we'll come back to that later. Do note that SID is something which NeetoCal provides, so that uh, it's a unique identifier which can be a unique identifier for a meeting, so that can be used across multiple events. So yeah, so once this is done, I can try executing this step. So it will use this sample data and execute this step, and it basically result or gave me a success. So I can go to NeetoCal bookings, and my Google Sheet has a new entry called Max Smith. So yeah, so that makes it clear that the workflow is running. So yeah, that's the basic example. Let's add some conditions to it. So let's say if someone cancels the meeting, then I want to uh, capture the cancellation reason as well. So how do we do that? So to do that, I need to add a conditional logic here. So I'll click on add, then flow. So basically I want to control the flow, and since I have multiple conditions, I'll click the switch selection. So here I can add the rules. The first rule would be that if the method is create, and the other rule would be if the method is cancel. So basically NeetoCal sends out a create event in case of bookings made, and a cancel, this the method value would be cancel for cancellation events. So I just added it here. I can go back to canvas, and you can see n8n automatically has mapped the first rule to append row in Google Sheet. So I can click this again, and what I can try is, like, with the sample data, I can again execute just this particular node, and you can see that in output 0, which is this rule 0 or rule 1, this is rule 0, this is rule 1. So this condition satisfied for output 0, and output 1 is nothing. So yeah, so it evaluated to the first condition, and then it would have sent data here. So it just runs that node, and so that would mean that if I play this whole thing, then the flow with the sample data would go from here till your append sheet. So that's what it does. Yeah, so now let's come back to the second part. So for that, we would need a a cancellation event first, so that we can test it out correctly. So let's try that. Let's go here, and I'll listen for a test event. So I'll have to unpin the first one and then test. So now it's listening. I'll go back home in under bookings. I'll cancel this. Good. So my event is cancelled, and you'll see in n8n it now captured an event with method cancel, and it also has the cancellation reason. So let's pin this for now. Go to canvas, and we can this we have already configured. If the method is cancelled, then it will go to the first the it will carry out the one numbered branch. And here what I'll do is, again, I'll go to sheet. I will click on update row in sheet. Here, yeah, so I forgot to, yeah, run this with the pinned payload. So I'll try this again. So this time you can see the output for the zero branch is zero, and for the first branch is the correct cancellation event. So now the this too has that payload. So now if I go here, then it will have, we can use the cancellation payload here. So here, yeah, it by default selects the credentials you want to work with, and I can search for the same document which I want to update, the first sheet. So now what I want to do is just update the values. So I want to capture cancellation reason, and I also want to set some hard coded value here called cancelled in booking time. So yeah, so let's try this out. So if I execute this, oh sorry, I need to add the SID value as well. Otherwise, it won't be able to match, and I'll have to select the column to match on. So SID. So basically, I'm using the SID value to fetch the row number, and that will n8n will find that row and then update these values there. So now, yeah, let's execute. Okay, so the service is listening to many requests. Let's check if something happened. Okay, let me try again. Okay, so probably some n8n's rate limiting, but yeah, I think it got succeeded this time. I can go to my sheet and you can see this got updated to cancel, and I have captured the cancellation reason as well. So yeah, this works. I can go back to canvas and my workflow is ready. So I can hit save. I can go to capture the product, copy the production URL, and I can make this workflow as active now. So this workflow is activated. So now only the production URLs would receive it. So I need to go back to my webhook and update this value to the production URL. I hit save, and yeah, now let's test things out again. Let's start by creating a meeting. So this should create a new row in our bookings table. So yeah, here it is. Now let's try the cancellation flow as well. So I'll go to my bookings list and I'll cancel. So yeah, the row got updated with the correct cancellation reason. So yeah, that's all there it is, and you can create more branches to this, and you can add your additional logic. You can route to multiple workflows, not just Google Sheets, but any SaaS or any CRM tools where you want to post your data. Yeah, thank you.